Things aren't looking good for Richard Goodall, the former janitor who surprised everyone on America's Got Talent. After his incredible performance, it seemed like his dreams were finally coming true, but things have taken a troubling turn. Despite his talent, challenges are now threatening to steal away the bright future he had hoped for. What could have happened to dim his shining moment? Let's uncover what's really going on with Richard's life that will make you cry your heart out. The janitor's hidden talent. The impact of the media in shining a light on hidden talents is truly significant. Richard Goodall was just another janitor at Sullivan Elementary School in Indiana, but his life was about to change in a way no one saw coming. Known as the singing janitor, his story is like something out of a movie meant to lift your spirits. Imagine a quiet, empty school late in the evening, just the dim glow of the overhead lights and the soft sound of a mop sweeping across the floor. There, in the midst of the solitude, was Richard, usually just a background figure, unnoticed by most. Known mainly for his reliability and hard work, not many knew of the beautiful talent he possessed. Every day, while he cleaned, he would sing, his voice filling the halls with music. Before we go any further, it's clear that Richard's path took a turn far more dramatic than anyone could have guessed, and this won't be the only thing that will shock you. Richard found happiness in singing as he worked, treating it as a cherished hobby. To the students, however, it was clear he had a real gift. They saw his potential and encouraged him to take his talent outside the school, which eventually led him to the stage of America's Got Talent, a moment that would transform his life. Before he walked onto the AGT stage, Richard shared some personal stories. He talked about his fiancée, Angie, who was always by his side, supporting him. But there was a small bit of gossip because Angie looked quite younger than him, which made people curious about their relationship. Richard had faced some tough times before. His former wife had died in 2019 after a long struggle with cancer. On social media, Richard expressed his sorrow, saying, "I'm so sorry. I did my best, but my best wasn't good enough." Cancer feels like a punch that knocks you down, and then you're expected to just stand up and start over. Would Richard's incredible singing voice have remained hidden if life hadn't taken such a surprising turn? America's Got Talent, or AGT, is part of a global talent show network started by Simon Cowell. The show is produced by Fremantle USA and Psycho Entertainment and is aired on the NBC network. It first aired on June 21, 2006, after a delay in launching a British version due to conflicts with the British broadcaster ITV. The success of AGT prompted the British version to start in 2007. Since it began, AGT has been a staple of summer television, captivating millions of viewers with its diverse performances. AGT welcomes contestants from all over the United States and even internationally, showcasing talents that range from singing and dancing to comedy and magic tricks. These contestants are aiming to impress the judges, hoping to move on to live shows and maybe win the big prize. This prize includes a large amount of money and a chance to headline a show in Las Vegas, starting from Season 3. The show has been a huge success, drawing an average of 10 million viewers each season. In 2013, a book titled Inside America's Got Talent, The Untold Stories of America's Got Talent was published, giving fans a peek into the lives of the contestants, judges, and the production process. Over 18 seasons have aired, and the 19th season aired in the summer of 2024, keeping viewers hooked with its never-ending surprises and talent. AGT has also led to various spin-offs like America's Got Talent, The Champions, and America's Got Talent, Extreme. Each season starts with producers' auditions, held in various cities across the country, followed by judges' auditions, where contestants perform in front of a live audience. Each act has 90 seconds to show their best, and the judges give feedback and vote on whether they should advance. If most judges agree, the contestant moves forward; if not, they are out. Judges can also stop a performance with buzzers if it's not going well. Over the years, AGT has added online auditions, guest judges, and in Season 9, the Golden Buzzer, which lets a judge send a contestant directly to the live shows. Now, as Richard gets ready to show his talent, his big moment is here, and the stage he's about to face will change everything for him. The janitor takes center stage. Richard's leap from being a janitor to becoming a star began when he decided to share his singing talent with the world. He traveled to Las Vegas, not distracted by the gambling or the bright lights, but focused on his goal to impress the judges. This was his moment, stepping into the spotlight from behind the scenes, claiming the stage that seemed meant for him all along. His story was finally falling into place. On the AGT stage, dressed in his simple Indiana attire, a shirt, pants, and a hat, Richard shared his life story with Terry Crews, the host. He talked about his years spent cleaning and maintaining schools, to which Terry could relate, sharing that his first job in Los Angeles was also mopping floors. This highlighted how humble beginnings could lead to great outcomes. On the popular show America's Got Talent, it was Richard's turn to tell the judges about his life before he sang. Feeling a bit shaky at the start, he paused to calm down. But when he began to sing, Richard really let go. He started with the song Don't Stop Believing, and instantly, the crowd went wild. The judges were shocked. They couldn't believe such a strong voice was coming from a man who had been cleaning floors for the past 23 years. Richard chose this song because it spoke about his own tough times and how he kept pushing to do better. After his powerful performance, it was up to the judges to decide what would happen to Richard next. This part of the show is always filled with suspense and can go any way. But this time, with the crowd and judges all rooting for him, it looked good for Richard. Everyone felt the energy and skill he brought to his performance. This was a moment every participant dreams of, and Richard was living it. With cheers all around him, the golden buzzer was pressed, catapulting him straight to the live shows. This meant he skipped the earlier competition rounds and secured his spot in the next stage. Richard's success on the show was about more than just his amazing voice. It highlighted his bravery, persistence, and the inspiring idea that it's never too late to chase your dreams. His story struck a chord with people all over the country, proving that if you have real talent, eventually it will get noticed. But Richard's impact went beyond just those watching the show. He touched the lives of many. Those who had felt ignored or underappreciated found hope in Richard's story. His journey is a powerful reminder that where you start doesn't decide where you'll end up. It's about the heart and effort you put into your goals. From sweeping floors to captivating millions, Richard Goodall showed that dreaming big is always worth it, and sometimes, taking a big risk can lead to amazing places. After that memorable performance, Richard became a symbol of hope and resilience. He received countless messages from people inspired by his story, many of whom shared their own tales of overcoming difficulties and pursuing their passions despite setbacks. Richard's story wasn't just about a janitor who could sing, it was about a man who never stopped believing in himself, no matter how many years went by. Although his janitor's outfit might have hidden his talent, it never silenced his voice. Now, that voice was reaching people far beyond the walls of Sullivan Elementary School, showing that sometimes the most incredible talents come from the least expected places. Could Richard have ever imagined that his voice, once only heard in empty school halls, would one day touch the hearts of millions across the nation? Overwhelmed with happiness, Richard shed tears and immediately called his fiancée, Angie, to share the wonderful news. Think about it, how many people in their 50s would dare to face possible rejection on live TV? It takes immense courage, and Richard definitely had it. With each song, Richard felt old memories resurfacing, and what began as just a performance turned into a special tribute to those he loved. #### heartfelt tribute on a big stage. Richard's love for classic R&B music drew him to choose one of Michael Bolton's famous songs for his next act. The performance was not only entertaining but deeply emotional, pulling everyone into a wave of feelings. Many were curious about why he chose that particular song and the reason behind his visible emotions. His tears were not just about being on such a big stage, they were connected to something deeply personal. As the familiar notes of Michael Bolton's song filled the air, Richard's emotions were on full display. This performance was not just another show for him, it was a tribute to a very important person in his life. Standing on that stage, Richard was flooded with memories of his late wife, who had supported him throughout the years as he balanced his day job with his passion for music. Their love had been a true partnership filled with dreams, laughter, and mutual support through life's ups and downs. She always believed in his singing, even when he doubted himself. Yet, after the performance, Richard revealed that the song was actually dedicated to his fiancée, Angie, as it was one of her favorites. As he sang, Richard wasn't just performing for the judges or the audience, he was celebrating his love for Angie and remembering the strong bond he had shared with his late wife. The tears came freely, not from sadness, but from a deep place of love and remembrance. It seemed as if his late wife was there, cheering him on. The audience felt the depth of his emotions, and what might have been just another act on a talent show turned into something much more heartfelt. Richard's voice, already powerful, gained an added layer of vulnerability, drawing everyone in. The crowd felt every note, every emotion, and every bit of soul he poured into the song. After his performance, Richard explained that the song honored both his late wife and his fiancée, Angie. His words moved everyone, as the performance was more than just talent, it was about love, loss, and healing. The judges saw him as a man sharing his life's story through music. Richard had spent 30 years with his wife, creating cherished memories until she passed away in 2019, leaving a void in his life. Over time, he found love again with Angie, sharing moments of happiness, like a joyful night he posted about in August. His dream of being in a band, which he started fulfilling in Terre Haute, Indiana, suddenly took off when a TikTok video of him singing Journey went viral. With growing local fame, his weekends soon filled with bookings, but he faced financial challenges when AGT became a possibility. Thankfully, his community rallied, raising funds to support his journey. Grace Vanderwall, a 12-year-old AGT contestant in 2016, had also inspired many with her original music. Winning the season, she became a voice for resilience, using her prize to give back and continue her passion. Now, as Richard embraces his new fame and challenges, his community's support and his own passion promise a bright future. His story, like Grace's, reminds us that dreams are always worth chasing.